Why isn't there an eclipse every month? New moon happens every month. Eclipses don't. 12 times a year, sometimes 13, the moon slides around to the sun's side of the sky. 12 chances to block it. And this year, only 2 of those new moons earned the black sun badge. The moon shows up to work every month. So why does the sky almost always skip the show? Today, the 5-degree answer. Welcome back to What and Why. 6 days ago, the sun went out over Iceland and Spain, and ever since, one question keeps landing in the comments. If the moon passes the sun every single month, why was that such a big deal? I promised you this one. Let's solve it. First, let's build the world where the question would be right. Pretend the moon's orbit is perfectly flat. Same table as the sun and the earth, nothing tipped, nothing tilted. Now, run the year. Every new moon parks exactly on the sun-earth line. Shadow on earth, blackout. Next month, blackout. Next month, blackout. 12 for 12, an eclipse every month, as regular as rent. Sounds amazing, would honestly get old. And it is not the world you live in. So something about the real moon's orbit must be off. Here it is. The moon's orbit is tipped about 5 degrees off the flat table. 5 degrees sounds like nothing. Tilt your phone 5 degrees, nobody notices. But stretch that angle out to the moon's distance and it becomes enormous. The moon can ride 35,000 kilometers above the table or below it. So most months, at the exact moment of new moon, the shadow shoots past us, sailing over your head or under your feet and off into empty space. Miss, miss, miss. That's a normal year in the shadow business. But a tipped hoop still has to cross the table somewhere, and it does at exactly 2 points. Astronomers call them nodes. Think of them as the only 2 doorways where the moon is actually at table height. Now the rule of the whole episode. New moon away from a doorway, the shadow misses, off the table, no show. But when a new moon lands right on a node, right phase, right crossing, both at once, that's an eclipse. Not luck, a key turning in a lock. And here's the part almost nobody knows. Those 2 doorways only line up with the sun twice a year. 2 windows, each about 35 days long. Astronomers call them eclipse seasons. And a 35-day window is wide enough to catch more than one lineup. So eclipses travel in pairs, a sun eclipse and a moon eclipse, about 2 weeks apart. Check this year's receipts. February 17th, the sun. March 3rd, the moon. Then the summer window opened. August 12th, the sun. You were there. And the pair's second half hasn't even happened yet. Next Friday night, the moon slides into Earth's shadow. You are inside an eclipse season right now. One more reason eclipses feel so rare. Even a perfect hit is stingy. The shadow's dark tip barely reaches Earth. It touches down as a strip just a couple hundred kilometers wide on a planet 40,000 kilometers around. And each eclipse lands somewhere new. The whole pattern roughly repeats every 18 years, but shifted a third of the way around the world, so the rerun is somebody else's show. Average wait for any one town to sit in totality? A few hundred years. That's why last Wednesday felt like winning the lottery. It kind of was. So let's stamp the myth. Eclipses are random luck. No, they're clockwork with a very picky filter. New moons aren't rare, 12 or 13 a year every year. Node hits are the bottleneck, 4 to 7 eclipses a year, counting the whole planet, sun-kind and moon-kind together. Eclipses aren't rare, they're choosy. But one puzzle is still sitting on the table, and it's the strangest one of all. The moon is tiny, the sun is a monster. And yet last week, you saw it. The moon covered the sun rim to rim like a lid made for the pot. Not too small, not too big, exactly. No law of physics forces that fit. So why does it work? Saturday, the luckiest coincidence in the sky. So remember, the moon's orbit is tipped 5 degrees, so most shadows miss. A new moon on a node, that's an eclipse. And the doorways open twice a year, in seasons, which is why eclipses travel in pairs. The sky isn't broken, it's on schedule, and your season isn't over. Thursday night, the moon slips into Earth's shadow and turns red. Tuesday, I'll show you exactly how to watch it. You won't need glasses, just a window. But first, Saturday. Why the moon fits the sun so perfectly. See you on What and Why.